viral with this one.
Something that someone sent to us before Christmas was like a breakdown of Pornhub's year-long analytics. And there was some interesting stats for the UK. We found that I've got some infographics here on my phone.
Got the flip chart.
Look at. So in the UK, can you see if you can guess? Can you guess what the top search term for
The
UK
whole of the UK?
on Pornhub was?
Is it like big tits?
Nah, lesbian.
Oh, right, aye.
Still far and away the most popular. Top three categories are lesbian, teen, and MILF.
Aye.
Pretty standard stuff. Top three porn stars. Kim Kardashian at number one, which is people still loving that fucking sex tape.
It's not very good.
I forgot that happened.
Have you seen Colin Farrell's sex tape?
Yep.
No, this is very good. Is it better than John Leslie's sex tape?
It's filmed by the lassie for like her POV.
Yes.
So it's like him eating her out.
Yeah.
Can you get it? Can you get it in VR?
At one point, whatever it is she says, and he's like, darling, I could have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you're like Colin, mate.
He looks weird that he's doing it. He must have been.
It's when he was doing Bullseye.
Aye, 'cause he's got like a shaved head.
See when he was
and a
playing
moustache.
Bullseye in the Daredevil film.
Fucking
He's got the shaved
I thought you meant
head.
Bullseye.
No, when he was doing Bullseye in the Daredevil film, he's like, I think it looks like it's in his fucking trailer.
Jim Bowen eating you out in VR.
Apologies for my Irish accent.
That was pretty good.
fine.
I thought it sounded
But I
like
don't
him.
think it was his accent. I think it was just
Nah,
generic
just
Irish.
quite offensive actually.
It was almost hoity-toity. You know, it was a wee bit close to that.
Other stuff, popular search terms, stuff you'd expect. Scissoring was up,
Really?
59 places from last year.
Aye.
I'm not a
Um,
big. I don't really search for scissoring.
Doesn't really do anything for me.
Same. Cartoon down one.
Cartoons.
Cartoon down one, no, like top of the pops.
I like.
Scene up from 2.
Squirt down 8. Bad year for Squirt. But the best thing about the whole thing was top gaining searches, so searches that have improved on their ranking since last year. And Giantess is up 354%
Wow.
from the
Wow.
previous year.
What do you think spurred that off?
This is what we were talking about. Like, Giantess is at the end of a path that starts with feet. And then from Giantess there's a fork in the road where you get
Step
onto
on me.
stuff like Vor and that. Interestingly, if you look at the breakdown from city to city, we found interesting searches in Sheffield compared to this is for any Sheffield listeners, compared to the rest of the UK. They search for growth 492% more often, Vor 282% more often, and Giantess 76% more often.
Do you think that could be one really horny guy in Sheffield?
Well, funnily enough, we were looking at the Edinburgh stats, and Richie leant over and pointed to the
Wet toilet paper.
the JOI bar, and he went, "Aye, that was me." These terms are usually related to giant-sized women, with Vor specifically having to do with large women devouring men. So that's
Richie, like
That's
in
Sheffield.
JOI, makes a lot of sense because he loves ASMR. Do you think he can't get to sleep without listening to a JOI video?
I just don't understand GUI. It's like, I know how to do it. Hen, don't tell me how to use my dick.
you don't know anything of that at all. You
No,
don't like that?
man, it doesn't really do anything for me.
Well, it's
I just like
it's not.
Japanese.
No,
No, but what I do find funny though is I like the idea of somebody getting like annoyed because it's like, right, now rub the heat. No, I'm doing the shaft now, right? So just give me a wee, like, just like, you know, like a fucking sat nav.
This is
that's
why
giving you
this is
back
why
chat.
Jackpot didn't work for you, man. You're not
Aye,
open-minded
probably.
enough for it. That's a shame. But yeah, what we were saying is like feet is very much feet. Feet is how you get into Giantess, I think.
It does seem like an obvious, because I mean the first time you say it, I'm like, no, and then like the more you think about it, it's
Yeah.
like,
Because it's like it
does-
kind of feeds into crushing a bit.
Aye,
like people,
aye.
they want their
and then
face
it's
sat
like,
on, they want to be stepped
well,
on.
what's better than just being stepped on? What if the fit was bigger?
Yes,
Yeah.
it goes.
It's
It's,
aye.
it's
Yeah.
a dry fit, and then at some point it becomes an oily fit. Because that's
you think does the giant test have to be oily?
no, but
No.
that's what you when the kink levels up.
Like there's
Right,
so
right.
much giantess fucking art that you see, and it's just like a lassie
See,
stoning in a city, looking down as if what's everybody
so
running?
see when you say on Pornhub when you do videos on there, would that just be like animated or would it just be really big people?
Would it be a real giant
No.
test? Have they managed to round up all the giantesses and get them? They're trafficking giantesses
What they do
for the
is
porn industry.
put a camera on the floor, and then they stand near it,
Oh,
looking down, and like
okay.
maybe they'll put their foot over it and say like, "Son,
I'm going to cry.
you're about to get fucking killed, right?"
It sounds like it would be good in
stand on
VR
you.
actually, wouldn't it?
But obviously, the UK is now fucking obsessed with giantess. But giantess is how you get onto Vor. Vor obviously being the
It
key
seems like
overarching
that,
concept
right.
of Two Good Boys.
Because
Hey.
a normal sized person could.
Imagine Vor led to scat. Because you've got to
Oh,
get rid.
yeah.
You've got to get rid of the thing you've swallowed whole.
I think they're part of the same. They're probably part of the
Spectrum.
same subsection, I guess. But I think.
There's
But
some
that's
great,
the thing about Vor. I
some
think a
great
lot of
research
people with
going on in
Vor.
this podcast.
If you're into Vor, you don't want to think about the functionality of it.
If you're in Vor, you don't want to. When you're in Vor, you don't want to leave the stomach. You don't want to be shit
Exactly,
out. You
I
want to
feel
stay
like
in the
being-
stomach.
I suppose. It's just about being like enveloped.
It does. One thing
In
is, I was
athletes.
really sad to see there was no. There's no transformation hasn't caught on. Who was it? Starbint was asking about the next big fashion trend. Transformation is the next big thing. I'm telling
True
you.
human transformation.
Oh, like inside out jackets. Did you guys ever have an inside out jacket?
That's not.
That's a thing.
That's a
A
thing. But
jacket
it's,
is a jacket's one thing on the outside, and then you can turn it inside out. It's a different jacket.
people aren't wanking to that, Jim, are they?
You said fashion
Somebody
trend.
out there is.
Fashion trend.
I meant porn
out.
fashion, but that's
And
fine.
you could integrate it into a video somehow. She'd be like, "Hey, like,
It's
the
like-
classic fantasy. like the
Searches
guy
in
going
Glasgow
with the
for
coat."
popper trackies are up 4,000%. Get the poppers off. But I think transformation's going to be the
Yeah.
next big
Do you have
thing.
the statistics there for games consoles? Because
I don't.
I think PornHub or one of the other sites published that, and there was some interesting differences between what Xbox users and PlayStation users and Wii users look for. I think the most interesting one was probably Wii users searching for kissing as opposed to anything raunchy.
That's fucking red hot, man. Kissing.
Nice wee bit of kissing.
I got the stats for Glasgow and Edinburgh.
Here we go.
can
Let's see what
how
the
they differ.
differences are.
Glasgow's most popular search term is Scottish. So patriotism alive and well in terms of Scottish porn searches. The thing that I think is bizarre though.
Does Edinburgh search for Scottish porn?
We'll get to Edinburgh.
Oh,
don't
okay,
worry.
sorry.
They search for largely the same things, but interestingly, something that came up on both Edinburgh and Glasgow was Stirling.
What?
There's like a lot of search results for Stirling. Like,
Okay,
what's
nice.
going on in Stirling?
I want to search.
Maybe
for
there
Scotland.
was a...
William Wallace.
No, you know,
I want to see a William Wallace.
you know sometimes there'll be a video that goes about. Maybe
maybe
it's
that's it.
been like,
The
oh, did you
Stirling
see
porno.
that Stirling video? Maybe it's one of them.
Yeah.
Like a couple got
sense.
steaming and made up on them.
Miss Sterling video. So how many cities are there? And can you just check any cities?
Yeah, you go on there. There's a whole bunch of
information.
analytics. You can
All right.
I don't know if we maybe have a lot of listeners in Sheffield and we've planted that.
I'm
seed.
laughing if you could do it by town and it's like Glengarnock and it's just me searching for stuff. Like
Japanese,
everything is
Nazi.
clearly what I've typed in, you know, like Japan, kiss, nurse.
and your dad thinking he's on Amazon, the Grand Tour. No, that's not it. Richard Hammond.
Well,
Cthulhu the Dead thankfully sent us this year's Pornhub
Oh,
porn
nice.
stats. Well, we always like to do the post-Christmas look at the porn stats. So I'll read you through the...
We always
What do you think the number one search term for the UK is?
lesbian.
Correct. What about-
Seriously?
Nah, it's lesbian. What about number two?
Oh, MILF.
Correct. Number
Is this
three.
me? Am I searching these?
Number three.
Teen?
Nah.
No.
Clone, I guess. It's kind of... There's a bit of crossover there.
I don't know.
Stepsister.
Oh, really?
There's hundreds of that now on the sites.
Stepsister, stepmom,
mother,
massage.
mother and her not son. You're like, what are you saying? What are you saying, you weird fuckers?
Looks like the biggest change is massage is up 4 since last
Really?
year. But lesbian seduces straight is down 2, unfortunately.
It's weird.
But yeah, top 5 categories are still the kind of the mainstays, the
standard.
5 food groups: lesbian, MILF, mature, anal, and big tits. I'm
Big
always happy to
tits.
see big tits
There's
still on
just
there.
something so funny about
Big
somebody
boobies.
going, "Why you big tits?"
The best stat that Aaron shared with us is the Scottish independence referendum Pornhub traffic changes on voting day. And you can't see the visual here, but we're looking at the
amazing.
visual. Basically, as the vote starts to come in, the Scottish wanking percentage shoots through the fucking roof.
Like, I need this anger out somehow.
Basically, everyone has a big wank. England too. England are having a wank because they're happy, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Scotland obviously consoles himself with a giant fucking wank. Or celebrates, depending on what side of the thing you're on.
I'm trying to think. I stayed up to watch it. I probably had a wank.
Probably a cry wank, I think I had.
Cry.
Probably. Oh, it's like, well, you know, Even if we're not in an independent country, we can still wank like fuck. So
At least I can still abuse myself nightly.
here's some category differences between England and Scotland. More popular in Scotland than England. Funny.
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 We do like a laugh.
We do like a laugh.
Good sense of humour.
Redhead,
Scots.
of course.
Yay.
Babe.
Big
We
in the city.
like a babe.
I can't handle Scottish voice. It's
Vintage.
Like,
Vintage.
vintage.
We like
10%
10% more
that
than
black and
England.
white stuff.
Aye.
Vintage solo male. We like solo male. We like
Right.
camel toe.
Vintage counts.
Vintage solo male. But and then
But
the big
vintage solo male is really specific, isn't it? That's like one guy with a very, very specific thing, isn't he?
But here we go. The big search term difference is 1,859% more searches for Scottish within Scotland. Lots of Irish, 201% more searches for Irish in Scotland.
Aye.
Yep. Smoking, chav, bondage, emo.
There we are.
Bondage, emo, strap on.
Right.
Homemade, cougar, granny. Oh. Granny shush. Cartoon, babysitter, teacher, MILF, teen. That's all the Scottish. The big Scottish
I
ones.
still love that people type cartoon. That always makes me laugh.
know.
Like, cartoon, like, you need to write hentai. It's
Are we
always...
not going to talk about the gay porn stats with the rugby?
Aye! I was couldn't find it. I couldn't
Amazing,
find
man.
it because it's
right
you're
at the
locked. I can't see any
bottom,
of the tweets.
right at the bottom, just
shit.
rugby.
Right.
Rugby. I'm glad that we finally have a window into the world of gay porn on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's why we got you on.
And
right?
it's-
correspondent,
and it's
like,
rugby.
We need someone.
It's right. The geese correspondent.
Two good boys, gay
See that
correspondent.
fucking screen cap you posted where it's like something about the devil.
Fucked by a demon.
And the guy just he looks so panicked. The thumbnail, his face is like
Oh, here's this. Aye. So, gay search is more popular in the UK. British chav, 1,196% more popular.
Yes.
Compared to the rest of the world. Just chav as well, 1,185%. British lads, 1,132%.
I like how it sounds like, see the folk that would kind of probably be arseholes to me, I want to see them getting pumped. That's what it sounds
I want
like.
to see the lads getting it.
And rugby, 763%.
Shagging a bar.
Rugby's amazing. Rugby's just so good. It's just a fucking just rugby.
It's just actual rugby. It's not even porn.
It's like-
just rugby.
What are you looking for? Football.
Just imagine some wee twink standing in the bedroom, somebody just tackles you. Dives in the room.
Unconscious.